happens to be a setup that anybody, any landowner can do. I mean, it doesn't take much. As you can see, it's a plastic cutoff barrel, and it's a pipe that runs off of the roof. And we use it extensively for watering the garden. So even this morning when we got 1/10 of an inch, we gather a few gallons of water in this particular holding tank, and then we just release it into the tomatoes or whatever. But again, what we're trying to get across is that this slows the water down. If it runs down a downspout and out onto a Kentucky bluegrass lawn, and there's a 5-inch rain event, all of that nutrient that's on the grass is going to end up in the waterway. Now, I understand that this isn't by a lake, but it's still a way of conserving water. And what we're trying to do is, well, I have another one back here that I haven't got set up yet, but that ultimately will be by one of the other downspouts around the house where we can use it to do any kind of watering that we might have. We also pump out of the lake, which is a ways away, and we use this rain barrel, and we use it also for watering the garden. But when it comes to impervious surfaces, this is a great way to gather water and slow water down. So the North Central Experiment Station this year agreed to grow some native plants for us that will not be ready until 2021. But it's a great collaboration. We have been wanting to work with them for a long period of time. And to give native boreals and Byers Greenhouse and bloomers a little bit of notoriety, they stock those plugs, and next year we should have available at the Soil and Water sale and also at the Master Gardener sale some native plants that have been grown by the University of Minnesota Extension Group. So I would like to next move over and take a look at a small depression that we're leaving in the ground to gather water. It's always a good thing not to fill those in when you're doing your landscaping kinds of things, because they hold the water longer. You don't want it to be held more than a couple of days, because then it becomes a mosquito factory. But basically any depressions that you have, kind of leave them, because they're great ways to hold water back and keep it from flowing directly to the lake. You know, Karen Terry, who came up here from the University of Minnesota Extension last year and has done a lot of our educational stuff, and we thank her kindly for that, she talked a lot about looking at your land when it's raining real hard, because it gives you a real good idea as to where water is flowing from. So if you have that capacity, before you call a shoreland advisor, do a little looking around and see what you can find out. Let's move over to the depression in the ground.